You done goofed.
Oh, I have to come on and all that out. Oh. All right. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the 11th episode of our podcast.
Season 2.
Season 2, episode 1, if you want to be very specific. Welcome back to Two Brains Dropped. My name is Roy, if this is your first time, and this is...
Jeffrey.
Sorry, that bring me brain fart. I wanted to always talk to you about the way you always introduce yourself after I pointed out to you. You know, you're really quick with your response. Like, there are some times where you don't even wait for me to finish saying co-host.
Jeffrey.
And you just, Jeffrey. It's super awkward. It's like,
How about this? How about you introduce yourself? I'll introduce myself. My name is Roy. I'll be like, my name is Jeffrey. Instead of using...
Okay. All right. Read it. I'm probably going to keep this on, but read it. Okay. Welcome back to Two Brains Dropped. My name is Roy.
My name is Jeffrey.
And this is our super awesome podcast. Today is another day where I'm going to let Jeffrey take over. I think he said he wanted to talk about children.
How do you make it sound like that?
That's what you said.
Children.
You want to talk about kid things.
I said child stuff.
Child stuff. That sounds worse. I'm not going to lie. Child stuff sounds
Child
worse.
stuff.
Hey, what are you into? Child stuff.
I like child stuff.
I like child stuff.
I love child stuff.
No more. All right. So, what was your first question of the day?
Yeah. So you know how in school I'm studying criminology, right?
Oh.
There's just one class I'm taking. It's family violence and child abuse.
Mm-hmm.
My professor, it seems like she's been a survivor of a lot of child neglect when she was
Mm-hmm.
young. So she brings up a lot of stories. But on top of all that, with all her lectures, we see a lot of documentaries. You know, there's a lot of news outlets out there about child neglect, child abuse, sexual abuse, human trafficking, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, things like that. So I kind of wanted to talk about, like, what do you think about child abuse, just in general? Like, how does that make you feel? Like, let's say you see a child and they're getting abused. How does that make you feel? Are you laughing? This ain't funny.
It just, I mean, it's not funny. It's not a funny topic, but it just happens so often. Especially, I think, I mean, I don't know about you, but I grew up in a very, Asian household where they don't like to use their words very much, It comes with a lot of beating. That's just how they also grew up. They believe that discipline, not verbal discipline, but like physical discipline is the method of disciplinary actions. But
Okay, so,
it's so normal, I feel like.
all right, so would you consider spanking a form of abuse?
No.
Okay.
No. Spanking, I don't. When your kid is bad, like sometimes they just need a little bit of a spanking, not a beating. I don't mean like punch them,
Yeah.
But yeah, a light slap, not to any like serious places. Like, don't hit the head, don't hit the ears, hit the back, hit their butt, things like that. But yeah, I think spanking is okay. I think it could be necessary even.
Interesting. Have you been spanked a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's like the worst spank you've ever gotten?
You want to know the worst beating I've ever gotten?
Sure. Are you a victim of child abuse?
Dude, you want to hear the worst beating I've ever gotten?
Oh, okay.
It was when I was in 4th or 5th grade. I just got a phone, and what happened was when I rode the bus home after school, I walked over to my place and I realized there's a note on the door from my mom saying that she was out for the time being to go to a friend's house, or that she wouldn't be there for a little bit. And I didn't have any keys at the time, so I couldn't get in. No one was home. I walked over to my friend's house and I told them what was going on. And I asked if I could come over. And here's the thing. He said he's fine with it, but it's not his house, so we have to ask his mom, but he has no phone. So what we did was we used my phone to call his mom, and asked for permission whether I could stay in. I explained the situation, and so we got permission. But the thing is that I was gonna call my mom right after and let her know that I was gonna go to my friend's house. But my friend's mom was friends with my mom, so they knew of each other. And she said, "Hey, don't worry about it. You guys go and play inside. I'll call your mom for you. Don't worry about it." So I left all that behind and I just went straight inside to go play, right? Thinking that everything was gonna be fine. About like an hour later, we get a knock on the door and it's my mom. And my mom was like, she walks in and she's pissed. And I have no idea why she's pissed at all, right? She walks in yelling, grabbed my head and slammed my head on the wall. And
Oh.
like, you know how next to your front door there's like a alarm system, security. Yeah, she slammed my head into that and basically dragged me out, dragged me back home, and like just started beating me. No explanation so far. Just starts beating me, and I'm confused as fuck. But I'm not gonna fight back, so I'm just taking everything. So first, I got hit with the head into the wall. Right?
Was it like really hard?
I was young, but from my recollection of the fucking traumatic experience,
Dude, you're
it felt really fast. Like it felt like it was like a wow.
Mm.
Like it was meant to do damage. Okay, and then after I got dragged back home, she went into like my toy chest, got out this like plastic Nerf baseball bat, and it is like foam wrapped, but at the very top of it is a circle of plastic. Okay, I don't care what anyone says. If you swing plastic hard enough, it not necessarily hurts, but it stings.
A lot.
You know what I mean? She swung that at my head, and luckily it didn't sting. It didn't leave that kind of pain, but it left
A bruise,
not a bruise.
a mark, or something.
Not a, what's it called? Like like the skin lifted due to the impact.
Oh yeah. Ah.
Like, do you remember the old? It's a Japanese show, Shin-chan, Jangu.
Yes.
Yeah, you know how the mom always beats Django and his
like that
dad?
white
Dude,
skin.
there was literally a bump on my head and it was fucking tender as hell. And it didn't end there. After she hit me with that, she dragged me into the bathroom and threw me into the bathtub. And like, I remember I landed on my like left back onto like the drain of the tub, and it left a big ass red mark. And that was the most traumatic beating I've ever gotten in my life. I thought
Dude,
I
what
had
the heck?
no right as a human, dude. I remember I had to like beg my mom. I was like, "Can I drink water?" Like as I was like crying, I was like, "Can I drink the water as I shower?" Because I was like so desperate to just live.
Really?
Yeah, no, my mom was a heavy, firm believer in beating. Like, if I really, really wanted to, I bet I could go after her with charges of child abuse. But
That's
I don't.
basically
I mean,
child abuse, though.
yeah, no, it was pretty fucked up.
No, because okay, so according to what I study, right, any form of child abuse is if there's some sort of major injury involved to the child. So in a sense,
Like even like a one-time thing.
okay, so in order for a child to be considered harmed, an injury has to last at least 48 hours.
48 hours, like a mark.
A mark, like a scratch, a mark.
Wait, even bruises last 48 hours.
Exactly.
So even a bruise
So
would
if
count.
yeah, exactly. So that's what's considered child abuse.
Damn,
That child has been harmed.
damn, I've been harmed.
So you've been abused.
I mean, but I've known of it. I mean, the thing is that like as I've gotten older, I've been better at understanding my mom. So I definitely when I was younger, I was just like be so confused when those types of incidents would happen. It's like, what did I do so wrong that I would deserve something like this?
But do you get why you did deserve it, or are there still some gray areas?
I don't understand why I deserved it, but I understand why she did it. There's no version in any world where anybody can understand why you abuse a child.
Right.
There's just no way to understand that. But there are, like I say, ways to understand why they would do it.
Why do you think? Why do you think people?
Oh, I mean, dude, my mom just has a lot of like built up trauma. that she never was able to address herself.
So do you think that's right for her to inflict that?
I mean, no, of course not. There's no world where it's
Right.
okay,
Right.
right?
Right.
But again, she just, by my belief of like what I understand about my mom is that she was never mature enough or ready enough to have kids. But you know, once you have kids, there's no going back. Like once your baby is out, there's no fucking post-birth abortion. You know what I mean? That's just straight up murder. You can't
Yeah.
do that. So,
Yeah.
and she couldn't give us up. But yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of people who have a lot of history within themselves. You know, from their past that it doesn't make any sense, but they let it out on their kids. It's just an easy target. If I'm going to be honest, if you try to understand why anyone would pick on a kid, is that they are an easy target. You know.
So do you think child abuse or just abuse in general it's like inherited? Like it's
Inherited?
passed down.
Yeah, 100%. I think it could definitely be passed down. I
So
think.
let's say for example, you got abused, right? You've been abused. You've seen abuse in your household, whatever form of abuse.
You asking me if I'll be an abuser?
No, no, no.
Is that what you're asking me right now?
No, no. Listen, mother, you just made me lose my thought. You've seen abuse. You've been abused. All right.
Okay.
You've gone through all that.
Okay.
Do you believe that it's very possible that you also inflict the same amount of abuse onto your child because of that?
I don't have any kids.
But do you think it's possible? Or
I
do you
mean-
think abuse straight up just comes from a person's just emotion?
I'll tell you what. I don't know if this is like a psychiatric trend that I could pick up on, but growing up in in a sort of violent setting, it's definitely raised me to have a lot of anger tendencies, like anger issues as well. Like, for example, because, you know, there's like a whole fucking therapy session going on right now.
Yeah.
So basically, I always grew up with a very non-confrontational mother. So it has led me to become very like defensive as a person. So then when I get into any verbal dispute, like any moment that it seems like it's not going my way and I'm just fed up with it, it turns quick to anger.
Would you say you're quick to anger?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
It has created a very short-tempered being. Like very small things can make me very angry. I just don't show it most of the times, but because I've learned to control myself a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like the first solution to any problem is admitting you have a problem. So like I understand that I have anger problems. So I try now to just bite my tongue and stay quiet because I know that because I have these problems, if that person that I'm having an argument with doesn't back down themselves, I know I won't. So I'll just bite my tongue and just stay quiet. I'll just shut up because it's just not worth it in my opinion anymore.
Would you say it's a bad thing, or do you think it's purely just out of like self-respect for yourself?
Oh, me? Like why just stay quiet?
No. Like why you let your anger get the best of you?
What was your question?
Do you think it's bad that you become angry easily, or do you think that it's also just like a form of like defense for yourself because you respect yourself to a point where you know what I mean?
I mean, it's not a good thing. I'll say that. And it's not any like self-righteous thing as to why I like can't back down easily. It's definitely a problem. I'll tell you that. I would rather live a life where I can just let things go and just forgive and forget very easily rather than hold grudges and be quick to anger. I think it comes a lot with the fact that I overthink everything. Like by the time that you finish telling me a situation, I would have already thought of 10 different ways that things could go bad. That's just my mindset. So expecting the worst at every situation, you know, it also kind of forms me to have anger problems. Because I'm always expecting the worst.
Right.
And for some reason, man, life, the way that it works out, it happens. Expect the unexpected. No, expect the worst. Okay? Always expect the fucking worst. Be prepared.
Would you ever hit out of anger?
A person?
Mm-hmm.
No. I'm not violent like that. No. I would never start a fight.
You would never start a fight.
I would never start a fight.
What if like it's like you're about to bust?
I'm about to bust a nut? Like what?
No.
What do you mean bust?
Like you're about to just burst.
Burst?
Yeah.
Oh, just like my anger's about it?
Yeah. Would you ever hit? Like
no.
Let's say you're super pissed. Someone gets you like mad. Like,
but again, I would never start a fight.
Okay.
I would never start a fight. That's just me. I would never start a fight. In terms of like, if I got hit, would I like fight back?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Absolutely. Here's the thing. The thing about me is that like, when I get angry and like when you mention to the point where I'm like about to like top off and just blow up, I start to just like forget about everything at the moment. Sorry, I start to forget everything for my future, and I'll just think at that moment how I feel, right? So like, this is why I've been always saying on previous episodes that like I cannot buy a gun, is that if you get me to the point where I feel like I need to use it, I'll use it. I'll have no remorse about it at that moment.
Okay.
If that makes sense. That's how I'll never buy a gun.
So you'd kill someone.
I genuinely
but you
would.
wouldn't hit someone.
Yeah, I'm a coward. I'm a bit of a pussy. I don't know. It's just like I would not get into a fight because I would not be able to assure myself that I could win. But damn it, I've never seen anyone get shot and walk again. Okay. Never seen that happen. That gives me assurance. So yeah, my anger issues would get the better of me to where I wouldn't do anything. I'm not going to admit anything. I'm not going to admit anything. I'm not going to do anything. I will not do anything.
Oh, you basically just said shoot someone.
Hey, just real quick. Remember the movie WALL-E?
Oh yeah.
Would you have done WALL-E's job? Like imagine fucking stranded on Earth where there's trash everywhere.
And I'm the only one alive.
You're the only one alive. You had hundreds of thousands of friends, but they're all asleep. For some reason, they're all asleep and not working. And it's now your job. Would you continue that shit?
Okay, wait, hang on. Would you say they're asleep or they're dead? It never specified.
But I mean, you know what also didn't make any sense to me? How did they all all their batteries dead? That's what's literally happening. All their batteries are out.
But solar.
That's what I was confused about. How
solar.
the fuck did their power banks all die if they all have built-in solar power?
Right. Maybe they all just gave up.
Oh, they were all sick of it?
Yeah, maybe they have that conscience. Like I'm
So
sick of
why
it.
do you think WALL-E continued?
Maybe he just enjoyed it. He's one of those special people that's just like
It wouldn't be weird to think that WALL-E
Right.
could be, AI. I mean, the ship had an AI system that steered and controlled everything.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't WALL-E be AI?
What if it's not AI? Like okay, we're going on a complete tangent, but it's like the movie Cars. Think about the movie Cars. The conspiracy theory, one of the biggest conspiracy theories is that the world of Cars was actually filled with people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that the cars took over. The automobiles took over the
How?
humans. I don't know. They just
started eating them?
They started killing them all off.
So are the vehicles in Cars universe just people? I mean, there are people in their universe.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. But it also doesn't make any fucking sense that they have ambulances there.
Yeah.
Like their cars getting cars stuck in them. That should be wildin'.
Anyways.
I don't know. I don't know what else to talk about children.
Sexual abuse.
Huh?
Sexual abuse.
Again, what are you gonna ask me about that though? That like we're gonna say that you're not expecting.
Okay. So okay. When it comes to child sexual abuse, right? What's like the worst thing that you could think of?
I don't know what you mean by that. I mean, I don't know. Okay, I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer right now.
Mother.
It's just what you're asking me is so literal, straightforward that there's nothing to think about.
Yeah, there is. There's so much.
Every form of child sexual abuse is the worst form.
You think so? There's not one thing.
There's nothing that makes it like the fact that you are touching the child is a bad thing. I don't think it gets worse than that. But and like it's like, dude, some sick fucks, like it goes down to like hospitals, like they'll wait for like newborn babies to be just born.
Yeah.
That shit's sick as fuck.
You know, there's I don't know if you like ever dive deep into like the whole horror movie iceberg, but there's one movie that I've seen. It's either Italian or it's French, but it's called a Serbian film. I don't know if you've ever heard of it before.
I think I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
So it's basically about a dad who was he was an ex-porn star. Right?
Okay.
But then he gets invited by this one guy who like runs this underground porn industry.
Okay.
But it takes a really dark turn when it's not just porn. It's straight up like abuse and rape. Like it's involved. Children are involved in this too. And so
Here, let me ask you a question. What would you do if someone you knew was a child rapist?
holy dude, I don't know.
Like, would you report your friend? Like, let's say this is like a childhood friend of yours, someone you've known for 15 plus years, right? Let's say you guys are in your early 40s and you've known this guy for half your life, and you like. Okay, let's take this scenario for first. Okay, your friend comes up to you and like just opens up completely. Like, hey, dude, like I have this really sick problem. I don't know what to do. You know?
Okay.
Like before I go to authority, I'm coming out to you, dude. I fuck children's ass.
I'm reporting that person.
You're gonna report them like on that spot.
Yeah. So for me, I hate anything dealing with children, especially when it comes to like sexual abuse, like child rape. That shit, it's not that it disgusts me; it just pisses me off. Like it gets me boiled. I hate that.
Yeah, I even heard that like in jail, in prison, like you could have murdered like 20, 30 people, but the moment a person who has touched a child walks in, like that guy's top priority for everybody to just beat up.
No, they'll get killed.
Yeah, it's so fucking funny.
Even inmates kill child predators.
Dude, I find it so fucking funny that there's this hierarchy system in fucking prisons. It's like, oh, yeah, dude, I took a machine gun, I slaughtered 100,000 people. But it's like, I touched a kid and then that motherfucker's dead.
Yeah.
That shit blows my mind. Like, amongst bad people, there's like...
There's a limit too.
Yeah. But then again, I've also heard that like people in prison aren't all bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I grew up just learning that criminals are bad. Anyone who's been to jail is bad. But
I mean, the system is also really, really flawed. So they could just be innocent.
100%.
Yeah, you should never know.
Yeah, are you gonna be like that? Huh?
I mean, I'm not a judge.
Are you gonna? No. Are you gonna? Okay. So what would you do if you found a suspect, right? You're not entirely sure, but about 80% of everything matches with them. You taking them in?
I would do everything I can to make sure I find that other 20%.
Before.
Because so maybe I'm saying this now and I could be totally different in the future. I don't know. But speaking right now, I don't like the fact that people are innocent. Like I hate this. You're guilty until you're proven innocent. Or you're innocent until proven guilty.
I thought it was innocent until proven guilty.
It goes both ways.
But in this
both ways are used a lot. Right. In this system these days, it's you're guilty until proven innocent. I don't think that's okay. I think you should be innocent until you're proven guilty. That's my stance. So I would do everything I can to make sure that I know, like it's it's known to the world that this person is a criminal.
But it's so case by case. I feel like there, like you say how like both works. Like there are settings where you would want it to be innocent until proven guilty, but then again, there are cases where you want them to be guilty until proven innocent. Like in the sense that like there is someone who is being accused, You know, you want that for that person's sake, you want it to be innocent until proven guilty, right? If they're being accused, they want to be innocent until whatever evidence that they want to look for is found. But it's like, what if it's in the case of a girl going against an assaulter? You know, you kind of want that assaulter to be held guilty until proven innocent, you know, because you have a testimony. But also, it's like, when you mention that the system is fucked, it's so fucked in the sense that, like, the system favors women in any, like, domestic abuse situation.
Have you seen that one incident? A guy, he goes into jail for 5 years because allegedly he fails to pay child support. He comes out of jail 5 years later. He's in court with his wife and his alleged son. Turns out the son isn't even his. And it turns out the wife knew the entire time.
I think I've seen something like that.
She knew the entire time who the actual father was. Damn. She knew and he's the one that went to jail for it.
So what you doing to that? If you're that guy, what are you doing?
What can I do? I can't do anything at that point. I've been to jail and out. I can't undo
I mean, you
that.
can't do anything about the time that you lost.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you would do to try to gain back, dude? Would you sue?
Oh, 100%, dude. I went to jail for 5 years because of some woman.
Oh yeah.
And she knew the entire time that I wasn't the reason. I wasn't at fault. She knew who was, but she just chose to blame me. Are you kidding me? Dude, I'm doing everything I can to make sure that she gets what she deserves.
What would you expect, like, for her to serve the same amount of time?
Nah, maybe like triple or quadruple.
Triple, quadruple. Oh, because she fucking knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. But then what about that kid? What are you doing about that kid? Fuck the kid?
He's not my kid. It's not mine, dude. I didn't have sex with a woman and get that. No. It ain't my kid.
You don't like child abuse, but if there's a random kid stranded out there, fuck the kid.
Because it's not my kid.
Because it's not your kid.
Because it's not my kid.
What would you do if someone... Okay, so if your kid was kidnapped, and held for ransom, would you pay that ransom? Like, say you didn't even have it.
How much is the ransom?
Like, let's say they kidnapped your kid, and it was like, we're keeping him until you give us 100,000 by tomorrow, 24 hours. Like, what are you doing in that moment?
Okay, here's
100,000. You have 20,000. That's all you have.
I'm
But
contacting the authorities right then and there.
But they say if you contact authority, they're gonna kill your kid. Like, if they hear any sirens, they're gonna kill your kid.
Then I'll tell the authorities, turn off your damn sirens.
So you think, okay, you don't think they would... Okay. Yeah, to be honest with you, if I had to somehow make up 80,000 in a day,
what are you gonna do, bro?
There's nothing you can do. You couldn't even go to banks and try to withdraw 80,000 a day.
The only thing reasonable that you can do is legit just let the authorities know, and then have them do something about it.
Nah, man. Yeah, I mean, okay, yes. The reason why I said nah at first is because what I was gonna say is, man, you just give up on your kid. You just start over. You just start over, dude. There's no fucking way you're making up 80,000 in one day, right? And like, if they say if you alert authorities that they're gonna kill your kid, like,
wait, okay,
first of all,
100,000 though. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, you're a cop. What else? How much money do you expect from a cop?
Well, okay, no, but only 100,000.
Yeah, but you only have 20.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting more for you to say like a couple more, like at least 500K to like $1 million.
Well, okay. So the reason why I said 100,000 is this is another tangent I'm about to go on, so be prepared. Did you know that compared to like the 40s, somewhere around there, the 30s, the 40s, even the 50s, the American like treasury, in terms of like how much money people have in savings, has plummeted so fucking much. So I forgot the date, but I can tell you the number. At a certain time in our past, let's say like a safe decade ago, maybe 2 decades ago, the US as a whole, as a nation, as a people, we had about $2.1 trillion in savings. I think that was the number. 2.1 trillion, right?
That's a good amount.
It's a good amount, right? But taking into perspective now, where we're currently like 20 something plus trillion in debt. We have, as a collective, less than 200 billion in savings.
Really?
With this trend, it was like for the past 2-3 years, every month it's been dropping and dropping and dropping, and you know it's reasonable. COVID happened, you know, and like
I mean, our economy is going to
our economy is going to shit. So it's like by the end of this month, the entire nation as a whole, we're gonna have no money in savings. Which is crazy to think.
By the end of this month?
By the end of this month, September 2023.
Like, no one's going to have money.
There will be $0 left in savings as a unit, as a collective. Like, maybe it won't be zero. Because obviously, like, if I put money into my savings, it's not zero. But, like, as a whole nation, like, per person, it would be basically zero.
That's scary.
Yeah.
That's really scary.
Yeah. And it's extremely scary to think that for the past 2-3 years, it's been consistently going down, meaning that people are continuously digging into their savings to continue to live, and now we're out. So what happens there? You know, the nation as a whole has to file for bankruptcy.
You know, and I kind of I wonder why that is too.
I mean,
like I know that obviously COVID really messed things up. The economy is messing a lot of things up. I wonder if there's anything like that's underground that's going on.
No, I mean, it's not even underground. It's just if you look up the facts, the numbers, you can find them. And people just, this blows my mind. But it's again, it's a habit. All these big companies, huge companies that are, you know, in charge of fucking Starbucks, in charge of gas, in charge of all of our daily needs. Dude, those companies have been pulling profit ever since COVID.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, those fuckers don't give a shit about any of us. Right? I forgot what company it was, but there was a company, Pfizer. Pfizer, you know, we obviously know why Pfizer blew up, but that dude, I think last year took in like a total like $33 million as a salary.
Why the stock so low though?
Motherfucker, he's pulling in all the bonuses. $33 million salary, dude. $33 million salary. And the company continues to go up. I mean, sure, like the vaccine's free. That's amazing. But it's like, wow, 33, you really need that much money in a year? Yeah. You know? And look at, like, okay, I hated people who would argue this back during COVID when, like, the government barely gave us the stimulus checks. You know, they were like, oh, why don't the billionaires of this nation, you know, tap into their wealth and just help us out? But it's like,
they're not going to do that.
No, it's not that they're not going to do it. Is that people like Jeff Bezos, people like Bill Gates. Fuck. All right, our battery is dead. There's nothing I can do about it.
We're sorry, guys.
Bear with this audio. I'm gonna make sure to have wired connection instead of relying on these batteries. I honestly thought batteries were fine. We did 2 recording sessions and it died. So that was last week's hour and a half, and today how much we were doing? 30 minutes?
Dang, 2 hours.
That's it? Okay, yeah, I mean, I have a USB-C cable, so I'll definitely use that.
We'll be a lot more prepared. Again, we're still new to all this, so please bear with us.
We're just into this equipment, yeah. Fuck. Do you want to put batteries real quick?
No.
Yeah, we'll just cut it short, 30-minute episode this week.
Well, key takeaways: no child stuff.
Yeah, don't mess with kids. Don't be weird like that. Sorry. Fuck. Shit. Fuck. Okay. Yeah.
Next week, we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. My name is Roy.
My name is Jeffrey.
2 brains dropped. Peace.